So this was actually requested by one of you guys, and it was a really good idea. Basically, what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be giving you a kind of a fall fragrance starter pack, or like a starter's guide here. Basically just to help you get the ball going on starting to add some fall fragrances to your collection. You know, it is still summer. We still have a little bit of summer left, but it's always good to be a little bit productive with this and try to start kind of getting your thoughts and your ideas down on paper and into your cart ahead of time, so that way as soon as the weather does start to cool off, because sometimes it can happen, you know, pretty quickly, you're ready to go. At the end of the day, really, depending on where you live anyway, fall can be kind of a short time as well. Kind of like spring here where I live, a lot of times we may not even have a spring. We kind of jump from winter almost into summer. Fall can be a similar thing. We'll have maybe a good few weeks of in-between temperatures before it just drops to freezing. So you want to make sure you've got your fall fragrances ready to go. And also another thing is, once the air does start to cool off in a lot of places and fall is around the corner, the stuff will start selling out quick. And again, it may be sold out for a few weeks, and by the time they're back in stock, the actual fall season is kind of gone. You're into winter time. A lot of these will work in winter, but I know a lot of people are going to want to wear these in the fall time and enjoy them. So you can start picking these up right now and be ahead of the game. I will drop links to these down below. If I'm referencing prices, it's going to be through those links at the discounters. So make sure you use those. And also, make sure you're checking my community tab and get subscribed. Even if you don't care about watching these videos, still subscribe. That way you can at least have a fighting chance to see those community posts show up over there. You guys are saving a lot of money. I post deals a lot of times, multiple times a day. I post rare stuff that may come into stock, like DETOUR Homme Parfum, for example, among other things. And I just try to post the best deals currently available. So make sure you're checking in over there. Check a few times a day, get subscribed. Let's get into it. We're going to kick this one off with ROCHAS Moustachio Eau de Parfum. So everything about this fragrance to me is just top notch. This one really is just a 10 out of 10. You know how there's that meme, it's like he or she is a 10 but, and then they list off a negative. He is a 10, but that's it. Like, this is a 10. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, the bottle is heavy, the presentation's great. It's thick glass that literally will break stuff. The cap clicks into place. It's this nice kind of gunmetal gray finish. Nice, smooth atomizer, great action on it. And of course the smell. It's got benzoin, vanilla, pink pepper, and all of that good stuff, kind of creating this warm and semi-spicy fall fragrance at the end of the day. Works great in wintertime, but I think it smells the best when the temperature is just kind of in that middle ground, the perfect crisp fall temperature. And this one is also YSL Tuxedo at a fraction of the cost. If you hit the link down below, you're looking at around $54 for a full presentation, 125 milliliter. And if you want to go and save a few bucks and get a tester without a cap, I think like 49. To me, it just makes sense to get the full presentation, but that's up to you. Like I said, this one here is an amazing scent, and last year we had issues with getting this one out of stock a lot. Now it's a little bit more consistent as of right now. If you have any interest in this at all, get it right now at that current price, because as soon as it starts to cool off, this one's going to go quick. Next up, we have AZZARO, the most wanted parfum. So we've got bourbon, vanilla, woods, and ginger, I believe are the only three notes that they give us here. I love this one. Personally, for me, I'll take this over the wanted parfum, although a lot of people are still on the side of liking that one better. For me, this one just does it all. You know, it kind of really fits in better with what I'm looking for. And the main thing that I like so much about this one is the opening. Gives off this kind of fizzy, almost soda grape smell from the ginger up top. Kind of similar to a texture that Dunhill Icon gives off. That's one thing I've noticed here. Not comparing the scents, but just that texture and that fizziness that you get off the top. That's what this one has going on. So it just opens up bright and a little bit effervescent right off the bat, but then starts to dry down to this sweet vanilla with a semi-booziness and just a good amount of woods here in this one. It's just one that is very satisfying for me. Love wearing it. I love to see it progress and smell it along the way. For me, I'm choosing this one for fall, mainly just because of that fresh pop. It will still work in wintertime, but for me, I'm probably going to be going more towards Wanted by Night in the wintertime. I know for me in fall, I can't wait to bust this one out. Next up, we have Carolina Herrera 212 Sexy for Men, and they want you to know that this is a tester, okay? Just relaying that message to you. They've literally got it stamped, or yeah, pretty much stamped. It's embossed, sticks out into the side of the thing here. So I guess I wouldn't be stamped. It's just, you know, sticks out basically, the lettering here, which I feel like takes a bit of extra effort to do. And I don't really know why, because I'm pretty sure this is the exact same as a full presentation bottle, except it doesn't say that it's a tester. You still get the cap. It is magnetic. It's kind of strange. You get vanilla, orange, and amber out of this one here. Look, it's nothing too impressive, nothing too over the top. That's kind of the point. You know, I chose this as just a super wearable, sweet, mass appealing scent. If you're a younger guy who's after compliments, something like this is what you're going to be looking for here. And it's a pretty affordable one as well. Let's move over to this one here, PACO Rabanne Pure XS. So this one has sugar, liqueur, vanilla, and myrrh, along with some leather in here. I've really liked this one for a good while now, especially after smelling Pure XS Night. That one I fell in love with. I still do really like it, although I'll choose that one more for wintertime. And then, you know, having that interest in Pure XS Night kind of forced me to revisit the original Pure XS. You know, I kind of forgot about it a little bit. And then once I started checking this one out again, I'm like, wait a minute, something changed with me to where, you know, I liked it okay in the beginning, but then after a while, I really started to like it, and I still do a lot. You know, it also has a little bit of a cola type of smell, mixing with some sweetness, a sugary nature, and just a very light, mild leather. It's unique for what it is. I mean, it's impressive to me. It's a PACO Rabanne, and while they usually are notorious for creating super loud and just, you know, unbearably sweet fragrances, this one's a bit more modest, and I like that. This next one is another new release, or newer release, that has now hit discounters. Usually these aren't going to be discounted too far off of retail, just because that's typical of the brand, but it's L'Homme Eau de Parfum. So finally, after all of these years, we have an actual standalone EDP flanker to this best-selling hit. We've got bitter orange, oak, and cognac as some of the notes here. So this one still maintains that original L'Homme DNA, which I'm so glad that they did it this way. So, you know, you get that kind of ginger apple, masculine, slightly woody smell out of this like you get from L'Homme, the original. But then you get this booziness from the oak, the cognac, and just a little bit more of a sweeter, richer smell, a little bit more of a spicy kick. It's just more depth going on. And the easiest way to look at this is L'Homme, the original, is your daytime work scent. And then, you know, it's Friday, 5 o'clock, you're getting off work, you're gonna go out with some friends to the bar or something. You just spray L'Homme Eau de Parfum over top and you're set for the night. Easiest way to put it. You got daytime and now you have nighttime. And I love everything about this flanker. I think it's great and it's gonna smell awesome in the fall. Let's go over to a cheapy clone here. We're all about saving money from time to time. I like to try to stick with designers on this channel, you know, stuff that I purchase and then test, and then sometimes it's really good, other times it's just okay, and other times it straight up sucks, you know. You kind of have those cycles of just trial and error. That's what this is all about, this hobby for everybody. It's all about trial and error. And so, you know, when I do feature niche, I also like to be able to talk about a more affordable alternative. And this one here is going to be HARAMAIN's DETOUR Noir, and this is going to be a clone of Parfums de Marly Layton. So Layton on discounters, you're still looking at about $220, $230 on the lowest end possible for the standard size and full presentation. You can get upwards to $250, $260 at some other websites, right? So it's going to be all over the place, but still in that $200 range. And that's not everyone's cup of tea. It's really not my cup of tea either. I don't love paying the niche price for things, and oftentimes I just stick to designers when I'm purchasing for the channel. But this one here is an alternative that you can get for around $20. And trust me when I say this is an impressive alternative. I've tested it so many times. It's gotten to the point where I just wear it. Even here throughout summertime, I've been wearing it just inside. usually in the evening before bed. It's just a very relaxing scent, this DNA is. Same with Layton, of course. But I don't really want to wear Layton to bed. It just kind of feels like a waste. Even though if you're enjoying it, I guess it's technically not. But I'm going to save the real deal for when I'm going out and that sort of thing. And if I'm just kicking it at home in the evening, winding down, I just find myself gravitating towards this. The warmth and the spiciness, you know, the apple, the cinnamon, the lavender, all of that stuff is just relaxing and comforting. And this DNA smells just heavenly in the fall weather. Just that nice, crisp, cool air, the leaves falling, or maybe you're walking around your neighborhood outside in the evening and just the wind is blowing and the fall leaves and Halloween decorations are out. That's what this DNA encompasses. And when you can get it for this price, literally unbeatable. Next up, Mercedes-Benz Les Parfums. Nice presentation on these here. If you have checked these out, they're pretty solid. You know, these come in at a more affordable price, usually $40 and under. The presentation doesn't really reflect that. I mean, it's more like a higher end presentation, at least to me. Now this one has oud, has violet leaves and pink pepper. Don't let that scare you. Because it's nothing to be scared about. It's a car brand, car designer brand, and you know, with that comes a much more entry-level, toned-back synthetic oud note. I don't mean that in a bad way either. Like, that's a good thing in this case here. That's what I would prefer. I'm not into the super strong, unwearable ouds. I like something like this that's going to be more subtle, and that's what it is. The violet leaves really take control of the scent, though, especially off the top. This fresh, ozonic kind of nature that it opens up with. The oud is more of a background note coming through to just give it a little bit of a woody depth. A little bit of an orange up top as well. Just a lot of woods going on in here, some sweetness. It's just a really nice, pleasant scent that has a little bit more of a kind of an upscale, mature smell to it, and I think it works great in the fall time. And it's important to note that that is actually an eau de parfum, not an actual parfum concentration. Just wanted to throw that out there. And moving on, we have Hugo Boss The Scent Private Accord. So this one here has ginger, manica fruit, and cacao. It's just a few of the notes. Every time I smell this, I'm just like, man, that is good, you know? It's just tough because it's easy to overlook stuff. And I do wear this one a good amount in the off season, in the cool season, I guess I should say. But then, like, when it gets into summertime, I do forget about it a little bit. You know, there are some fall and winter fragrances that never leave my mind. You know, Spice Bomb Extreme and Ultra Male and all that stuff. But this is one that I just, for whatever reason, just kind of goes to the back of my head. You know, it's one that I kind of seem to forget about. But then as soon as we get into that cool weather season, I pick it up, I smell it, and I'm like, that is just really good. This is a designer fragrance, and really kind of this line in general is a designer line that is striving to do something a little bit different. They're really running with that manica fruit, which gives it just a character of its own here. It's just very pleasant with the cacao, almost a little bit chocolatey. You get some fruitiness here, spicy and kind of sparkling up top from the nice ginger note that they use. It's one that I can smell all day. It's a nice combination of fresh with sweet, with spicy and peppery. It's just a cool mix that works great in fall. All right, I believe we're already to our second to last scent. This is going quick because I'm pumped up to be talking about some fall fragrances here. I gotta say, I'm excited. It's Eros Flame by Versace. So you've got orange, lemon, pepper, vanilla, tonka bean, all of that standard Eros stuff. But, you know, one thing that you'll get with this one here is a good amount of the lemon. Now, it doesn't really come through up in the air. Like when you spray it up in the air, you're getting Eros for sure. Yeah, you get a little bit of the lemon, but when you actually spray this on your skin and smell it, that lemon pops strong, mixing with that orange and then all the other sweetness and the vanilla. I really like it, you know. At the end of the day, Eros Parfum is just kind of my main deal now, but Eros Parfum is gonna be kind of strictly wintertime for me. It would definitely work in fall, but I just kind of want to save it for winter time. I think Eros Flame is actually a little bit more suitable for fall because of that citrus freshness, you know. You've got something here that's kind of putting its finger on both ends of the spectrum here of sweet for winter, but also a little bit fresh and bright for, you know, spring / fall, just kind of warmer weather and cooler weather combined. Just a nice combination, and I really like it a lot for that reason. Now, if you're living in a place anywhere like I do, where the weather, and especially in these transition seasons, spring and fall, can literally be one end or the other, you want to have a game plan for that. And what I mean is to have something like Narciso Rodriguez Bleu Noir Eau de Parfum. Now this one here, it's got vetiver, musk, cedarwood, amber, just very woods heavy with a good focus on musk, and also mostly the vetiver is kind of what this line is known for. Sounds fresh, right? And that's because it primarily is fresh. It's fresh and woody, and that doesn't really sound like too much of a fall fragrance, does it? No, not really. But again, we live in a place where you can have a day where it gets up to 60, right, in the fall. Kind of starting to get a bit chilly there. Put on a hoodie, choose one of these fall fragrances, right? And then the next day, you get up to 75 and the sun is out. And now you're starting to feel like late summer, right? Or early summer, okay? And so you want to be prepared for that. On a day like that, I'm not going to be reaching for ROCHAS Moustache. Just too warm for that. I would choose something like this. It doesn't completely throw off your groove to where now you're going all the way back to a straight up summer fragrance like Dior Homme Cologne or something like that, kind of throwing off your game. You could still stick with something that has a little bit of depth, a little bit more richness, just without throwing you off. That's what this one's going to be for those above temperature average days. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. The Fall Fragrance Starters Guide. These are the ones that you should consider getting right now. Again, especially a few of these in here are going to get a little bit obsolete as we move into the fall season. People are going to be buying them up and getting ready. So this is for you to get a jump start on that. Links will be down below. Don't forget to check my community tab daily, multiple times a day for deals and rare and discontinued stuff that comes into stock. Get subscribed for that. Get subscribed for the videos if you want every single day. And that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.